Hey everybody, how's it going? So the reason why I'm doing this video here is I want to bring a little bit of awareness to this in general. And the way that he has this video framed, I actually just kind of randomly came upon it, and I didn't know he was going to specifically talk about at the beginning here that Jubilee is copyright striking Tim Pool for reacting to these videos, and it's completely ridiculous. They are completely abusing it. And that needs to be kind of put on the forefront here. This needs to be talked about and put in a position to where Jubilee cannot get around this. See, they could copyright strike this video and maybe take it down, and then Tim has to fight with lawyers to get it put back up and go to court and all that good stuff, right? But with this, they're not taking this video down because I'm not going to really be playing hardly any of their stuff whatsoever. See, Tim, he doesn't play all their stuff either. He just reacts to certain clips and then debunks the person that makes the false claims. And that's what he's going to talk about here. So let's jump right on into this and hear it from his mouth.
Hey, we got Luke Beasley versus 20 Trump supporters, and he makes a lot of claims. See, here's the reason why I like reacting and commenting on these videos is because they often edit them in such a way that people like Luke Beasley are going to get a free pass on bad arguments. And because I love debating and presenting my ideas, sometimes I'm wrong. It's a great opportunity for these prominent personalities who typically won't come on the show to debate that I can at least rebut some of their claims. But
Definitely agreed. And see, that's a point. Luke Beasley came onto Tim's show once. He'll mention that. But he's not going to come. He won't ever come back again. He just refuses to come back because he's a coward. Now, here's the thing about it, okay? Tim can at least address his arguments here and still make Luke look really, really bad to a lot of people. Because he makes all these false claims, he ends up being able to make Luke look pretty bad. And to your average person that's probably just scrolling the internet that comes upon this, they'll get it. But at the end of the day, this is why I don't really watch Jubilee at all. I've seen 2 episodes of theirs. One with Charlie Kirk, because I was pretty interested in that, because I know Charlie Kirk's a very, very, very good debater, so I know he could handle a situation like this. But 2, because, the second person was Ben Shapiro, because I knew he's a really good debater. Even though I'm not a big fan of him, I wanted to see how he could handle it. And I may have seen 3. Did Jordan Peterson do one of these? I might have watched that if he did. I can't remember if he did or didn't. But at the end of the day, when they're really not very good debaters at all, and I watch them make all these horrible arguments, and nobody steps in at all to fact check whatsoever, and just let people get away with really bad arguments, it's just unbearable. It's unbearable to watch, and it angers me to a point where I just turn it off. Jubilee could probably learn a thing or two from that.
I want to just stress every single time I provide commentary on these videos, which is fair use to the utmost degree, Jubilee files a copyright claim. Guys, it's abuse at this point, and if you keep doing it, well, let's just say don't keep doing it.
In other words, he's going to go up to your house. No, I'm kidding. He's going to go and obviously sue the crap out of him because it's already been proven. Like, Sargon of Akkad had this absolutely done in court. It's been done with, and to the most extreme degree for the most part. They sided with him against, what was her name? Akila something. Akila Hughes? Akila something like that. I can't remember her last name, but he ended up suing the crap out of her, and she lost badly. They'll uphold that. It's not a smart thing to copyright strike. It's not a smart thing to falsely copyright strike, especially when the other person actually has money to fight it.
I am allowed to counter the lies and the incorrect statements from these individuals. When you publish this to millions of people, let me see if I can, how many views does this video have? Let's, 1.4 million views.
That's such a cocky kid that, man. I knew kids like this in my high school who would just argue things that they barely heard about, and they wouldn't even argue actually just to, to be right or anything like that. They just wanted you to doubt yourself just enough to where they knew they could get away with it and not care. They just wanted to make you look bad, and that was like their only mission. I knew like 2 or 3 kids that were just like that.
And this dude is going to make
I won't
many
say their
statements
names out
that
loud.
are
That wouldn't be nice.
incorrect.
They could have changed.
I am not going to play an hour and 40-minute long video. I'm going to pull specific points to counter his statements. This is what Jubilee does, and I don't care if it's conservative or liberal. The people that are typically...
Yeah, I have no idea who actually runs Jubilee. I just know that I don't like it. I don't like the way that they present it. I genuinely cannot, I cannot handle when somebody gets information so dead wrong that they should know is dead wrong. Everybody should know is dead wrong. And they spout it off like it's nothing. And then just move along. And like a liberal, he'll just say something along the lines like, well, you know, Trump peed on those beds that, you know, Obama would, you know, was in or whatnot and had a couple of ladies of the night in there and all that other crap. And it's like, that was just not a real story at all. Or whenever they bring up the Steele dossier, you know what I mean? They try to use that against Trump and it's like, that was also proven to be completely and totally fabricated. Like, totally debunked. But they won't go over any of that evidence whatsoever, and they'll just let someone use that and go on by. And then the person stammering, because they don't know anything about it either, is like, oh, well, I don't know anything about that. And he's like, see, you're not well informed about your guy. And it's just like, no, you're not well informed. You just lied. Like, you lied, and that's probably why this dude doesn't know about it, because it wasn't that big of a deal to even know about. Because it's just not true information. So that's kind of my point. And whenever I heard that too many times on Jubilee, I was just like, no, I can't even watch any of these. I think it was like one conservative versus 20 liberals and then one liberal versus 20 conservatives or something like that. And they were all amateurs. It was really dumb.
Chosen to debate, they're not high-profile, prominent individuals who have built up careers challenging these ideas and calling out lies. No disrespect to those who show up to the Jubilee events to debate, but they're putting, even if it's Ben Shapiro or Luke Beasley, they're putting trained professionals up against the general public.
Right. That's not very fair. That's not very fair at all. It's pretty embarrassing. You really need to put people up who really know how to debate very well against other people. I mean, it's like punching down. It's literally just punching down. When you're talking to people who are not nearly as well informed because they haven't made careers out of this, and you're talking about just the average guy that's literally like doing plumbing work, and you're just going to go over there and crap on him? Like, for real? Dude deals with that every day at his job. He doesn't have enough time to sit there and screw around with politics nearly as much. So he's not going to know as much. It's just like, it just seems like bullying, which the left is happy to do.
Now, here's the thing. When it comes to like Ben Shapiro and he does these things, I largely agree a lot with what he was saying. But I have debated some of the regular people as well when it's edited in such a way. Here's what I don't like about Jubilee and why. I want to stress, they've not invited me, or if they have, I don't know, but I would not do it because they're edited. I don't do that. I don't play that game. Let me start with the quick intro so you can get a general idea of what Jubilee is presenting to you guys. It's not letting me do it. Here we go.
This is pretty funny.
Multiple times to not get drafted.
I'm actually going to mute this because I don't want to hear them argue at all. I don't want to give Jubilee even the littlest of an instant. So they're going to do this little, well, hold on. Where is it? It's like, where is the chair when they start this? Okay, I think it's right here.
Maganomics, define it. Are you talking?
Yeah. That kid says that he's here to argue against Maganomics, and he doesn't even define what that is specifically. Could just be talking about tariffs. But the thing about it is they don't understand the argument for tariffs, and Trump just generalizes it for the average population. He dumbs things down too much instead of actually explaining what it is, because Trump's just on the go all the time. He says like 5 sentences and then moves on. It's not enough for the average person to just digest and figure out, though. You know what I mean? He goes, other people, we won't pay the tariffs. That's not what they're talking about. If somebody makes plastic bags and we ship them from overseas, okay? Their prices go up. Then it competes with the American prices, or American prices are a little cheaper because the tariff is too high. Therefore, in order for them to still sell cheap plastic bags from overseas, they are going to have to manufacture them at a much lower cost. And they're going to have to drop the price or just pay the tariff in general. Or, the big one, they build a factory in the United States. That's how they get around tariffs. That's what we've had to do in every country. These people never argue because all these other countries have tariffed us for years. So that's why all our factories are over there in those countries. People should know that. Ford has been tariffed. Therefore, we built a Ford factory in freaking Germany to build, or wherever they are, somewhere in Europe, okay? So we could build them there and then sell them to the people for a cheaper cost. We've had to do that to get around tariffs. Now they have to do that for us. And they want to sit there and tell you that that's not beneficial to us somehow. It's the dumbest argument.
Man,
It's
spare me.
sickening. But Trump needs to explain that.
I
Now,
hate
this
this
is
too
funny.
because watch this. Okay, bro, let's be real. There's no way anybody on this back half of Luke is gaining that chair.
Yeah,
Like, unless you jump over him.
exactly.
Oh, look at that. The guy who was closest to the chair got the chair.
This guy didn't even get up, you know?
Stupid.
You look very
This is fake. This is why we don't do this. When we do the Culture War podcast,
Exactly. And see, it's that element of fakeness to it, too, that just kind of drives me up the wall with them. They're so fake that they have to copyright claim in order to and lie about how much footage was used. That's kind of the whole takeaway from this. And I want people to know that because, like I said, the title of his video is Luke Beasley Roasted for Being Completely Wrong. Tim Pool Reacts. That's it. How would you know clicking on this video, even the thumbnail doesn't show anything about that they were actually falsely copyright striking them? You know? How would they know? So that's why I wanted this to be out there, titled in a way to where it focuses mainly on that, and you guys could call them out for it. Okay? Jubilee should not be abusing the copyright system. YouTubers have it hard enough as it is. Just being able to put content up that doesn't get flagged by YouTube in some way, shape, or form for some BS that we have to sit there and try and get around. It's really genuinely annoying. And then when other people get in on it too, it bogs it down that much further. It's just genuinely annoying, and it's not legal to be doing, but they know they can get away with it, especially if they were to try and copyright my video. Like, I didn't hardly show anything at all. And if they do end up doing that, it's going to just make them look so much worse, but it also is going to make them, or not make them, but it's also going to make my life a lot harder than Tim's. I don't have lawyers. I don't have money. I don't get paid to do this stuff. Okay, at least yet. You guys are helping me grow, and I greatly, greatly appreciate that. It has helped so much. So thank you guys genuinely for liking, subscribing, and sharing. It has helped so much, guys. And I do have another channel linked down in my description below, all the way at the bottom of the description there. You'll see a thing called Intoxigaming. I do that with my buddy. If, we just play video games and tell jokes pretty much, or try to be funny, or just talk about, real stuff in general, just BSing with a buddy, And if you guys want to go over there and check that out, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you all so much for watching. Genuinely hope you enjoyed this and, kind of learned something from it. Go over to Jubilee and let them know that this is not okay. This is not okay for them to be doing. Anyway, I'll see you guys here in the next one. Later.